morning, friends, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. So as you can tell, I'm fighting a cold still. It's been about almost 2 weeks. It's really not been fun. But hi, welcome to my channel. My name's Holly. I'm a homesteading mom and a frugal living mom of 5 kids. And we're just getting our morning started. I thought today I'd kind of take you along with me, talk about what I have been doing lately. Basically, school started. They're in traditional school now, and it has been just crazy. Like, I thought things would slow down and I'd have more free time, but I don't really feel like that's the case. But and then I got sick, and a couple of the other kids got sick, and now everybody's mostly over it. My voice is just still a little scratchy, but yeah. So it's October, beginning of October, and I am trying to get kind of my last harvest done today, and we're got to get the house kind of put back together because we're leaving, going up and visiting family in Canada this weekend. So I have goals of things I got to get done. So it's just been a long morning and I feel like it's been so long since I talked to you guys. So I'm going to try to get more consistent, but so I've not been out here in a few days, and everything is just looking so overgrown. You can see my tomato plants are just falling all over the place. I use stakes because I don't want to spend money on tomato cages, but I think I'm going to try to get some tomato cages soon. So this canopy thing has not been here the whole time. It's only here because the chickens, there's one right there. They've been basically the end of the summer, we had the meat chickens in the chicken house. So our goal next year is to have we're going to get chicks sooner. Like, we got our chickens in July this year, and so we butchered them like right after Labor Day. And it was, in my opinion, too late in the season. Like, I want to set it up to where we're getting our chicks early spring, our meat chicks, so that we're butchering them before I even start my garden. Because we call it the chicken house. It's got a tarp on it for sun cover. But this we use for the chickens, but it works really well because we can put it over our garden. And then the chickens, the egg-laying chickens, don't come and eat all the food. So, because there's several spots, like they literally just ate, like my zucchinis are at the vine. So I have some funky looking yellow zucchinis over here. And so my goal, so we're having a bit of a heat wave, first of all. And so I could let this go, and I might like just pick everything that's ripe today, and I might let it go one more week or two, but we are getting close to that first frost time. I've gotten a ton of cucumbers, and I've gotten a decent amount of zucchinis, and then of course my animals started eating them all. So, but basically today is kind of, my plan is like my last day. I'm going to pull all the ripe enough harvest off of it. And then, because eventually next weekend we're super busy with all sorts of things going on. So the following weekend though, I'm going to try to, and I might try to actually film it and walk you through like how I do it. Cause this is my 3rd year gardening, but this is going to be my first year ever like prepping these garden beds for the next year, because we did raised beds. Here, I'll flip it around and kind of explain a little bit more. So as you can tell, like we put logs on the bottom, wood chips, and then dirt, and you can tell the chickens have there was like bean plants here, and they've just dug everything out because we didn't have this nice little chicken house over it. So here's my cucumber plant, which is still doing pretty good, but it's starting to show a little bit of sunburnness, and most of the cucumbers are gone. Oh, I see, got a couple little ones, couple baby cukes, as I call them. but yeah, the chickens have been in here. It's this horsetail, really good herb, but it grows like weed here. Anyway, and then you see I have tons and tons of green tomatoes, so I'm gonna pick all the green tomatoes that I can find that I feel like are in good shape, and I'm going to go ahead and put them in a brown paper bag and try to ripen them at home. or inside the house, geez. I am home, right? And then this is my yellow zucchini, and I have a green zucchini plant. This plant didn't really start growing. Oh, see, I had a perfect zucchini on there, and the chickens have just devoured it. So they must not like yellow zucchini that much. So I'm gonna pick my yellow zucchinis. I think it looks like there's 2 here that are ready. 1 not quite. But in 2 weeks, I'm planning on coming out here, spending probably a good couple hours, and I actually have 2 more raised beds that I don't have out yet. I think I'm going to, because they haven't been taken out of the box, because the beginning of this year, excuse me, we put the raised beds in about Mother's Day, because around here, like early May is kind of when you start planting, and especially we're up on the mountain, we're a little bit higher elevation, so like our growing season's a little wonky. And we put it up against the house to kind of create a microclimate, because I don't know if you listen to Melissa K. Norris. She is a homesteader, and I've gotten a lot of my information from with gardening, and she talks about like microclimates. So that's why we moved our garden from over where technically we still have apple trees and stuff to here to kind of help with it, because being on the mountain, our growing season's kind of weird. And it was so frustrating because I put everything in May, and all of June, like nothing was growing, when all my other friends who have gardens, like everything was like flourishing. And I'm like, what gives? It wasn't until probably mid to late July that things start, like these zucchini plants were like just tiny little zucchini plants. And it's just now, like I said, in August, that they started actually flourishing and like actually getting zucchini off of them. So I kind of, like, I'm still learning, and especially because it's like, even if you live in a certain, I don't know how to describe it, like a certain climate, and you assume that you should be able to grow things at certain times of the year, well, if you're in a different elevation, that could change things. So I got my cute little baskets. So basically, today is kind of just my final push. I'm hoping, I have a bunch of tomatoes still in the house, and I have my husband's coworkers been bringing me tomatoes. So my goal is to make another batch of canned spaghetti sauce, canned diced tomatoes. I probably only make more like 4 more cans, but that's my goal. So then I would have 8 cans of canned diced tomato / spaghetti sauce stuff, because I use it and I make like kind of chunkier spaghetti sauce. We had some last night. It was so good. So, and then I'm going to grab these ripe zucchinis, and I have another half of a green zucchini. And what I do is I cut up the yellow and the green zucchini, put it in sandwich bags, throw it in the freezer. And then I like that for stir fries, because nobody else in my family really likes zucchini. I love it. So yeah, so that's my goal. And then if there's one of those cucumbers I think might be ready. I'm not sure what to do with the cucumbers, because I don't really have enough to pickle. And my kids like eating them raw, but then of course it gets to the point where they've had like so many cucumbers that they don't want to eat them anymore. So I might make a batch of cucumber salsa, and just like a big batch to leave in the fridge, because I love cucumber salsa, and I would put it on like my scrambled eggs, and I make like kind of like a breakfast burrito with like cucumber salsa, you know, with like all those vegetables and stuff. So good. So, but yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. So I think I'm going to kind of get started here, start working on some of this, and kind of hope that I can get everything. Like, I'm trying to make use of as much of it as I can, but I'm also trying to also take this as a learning experience, because once again, I'm brand new, and I'm not like, I feel like what has worked for other people has not necessarily worked for me. So I feel like I'm constantly like having to adjust and readjust my expectations. Like, I was really depressed this early summer, because I was thinking, I did all this work, you know, we had the dirt brought in 2 years ago, and we literally like nothing grew the first year with that dirt. And then we find out from a neighbor of ours, it says that basically the soil is not the right mix or something. I don't know, something was wrong with it, but still. So then when nothing was growing again, I was like so frustrated. Anyway, but I'm going to try to get everything, as much as I can, picked today, so that I can just be done with it all, you know. So I'll get that all picked, and then that's kind of be ending my garden season this year. So I'm kind of excited. I actually got some things to grow. I've actually preserved probably more this year than I have in past. My goal is to just hopefully slowly build each year to where I can preserve more, grow more, and get to the point where I can be more self-sufficient, you know, rather than just a little supplement. So that's my goal. Look at these monster tomatoes. Like, so proud of them. I just wish that they had grown like a month earlier, whenever I had more energy and I wasn't so busy with school stuff, you know? So I'm pulling off all the ripe ones. Or close enough ripe. They're starting to split too because we got like a ton of rain the last couple days. But then I also pulled like some good sized green ones that look like they're about ready to turn, like this one. And according to the internet, you can put them in like a brown paper bag and they should ripen on your counter. So we're going to be going away this weekend. So I'm going to probably check them. And like I said, my goal is to, I'm not going to pick the really small ones. I'm just picking like, I mean, this one's huge. Look at this. So much harvest. So much harvest. But this is my like third basket full, third or fourth. We had a whole basket full of apples from our apple tree, which is really nice. So I'm just super excited to finally, like, I feel like I may not have been as successful with growing things this year, but I absolutely feel like I have learned a lot this year, and I feel more confident and able to maybe use more patience next year because a lot of like my issues this year was just like kind of learning, like I said, your growing season is one thing, but also like knowing like where you are in relation to like elevation and stuff can also affect things. At least that's been my experience so far. So I'm kind of excited for that and hoping that I can get, like I said, more experience, because a lot of it, the thing that my opinion with like, especially gardening, because I've never been like good at gardening, and it's hard because I feel like it's not hard, or I guess I should say it's not difficult. Like, it's pretty simple, put plants in ground, water plants, but it can almost like be kind of complicated or overwhelming. And especially like I'm still learning like how to troubleshoot when things aren't doing what they should be yet, you know what I mean? So overall, I feel like I'm learning a lot, and I feel like next year I'm going to feel a little bit more, or at least hoping a little bit more confident that I won't be as, I'm hoping I'm going to have more confidence next year, that I won't be as like, maybe impatient is a good word. So look at all that, all those. So I got a bunch of tomatoes here. I just picked those 2 zucchini. My green zucchinis, those stupid chickens ate both of them, and they were big. Look, they aren't huge, but they were like ready to be picked, if you know what I mean. So now I'm annoyed, but you know what? You live and learn. And that's why the thing is, we need to figure out how to get our chickens to stop flying everywhere. But the problem with that is you have to clip their wings, and we just haven't done that, and we probably should. So that's probably gonna be another thing to do. But yeah, I think I'm going to pick that one cucumber that looks close to ripe. And then I think that I'm going to call that good for my final harvest. As you can see, all the goodies, so many goodies. So anyway, I'm going to head back inside and check on the kiddos. And yeah, that's how I do it around here. Hey guys, so we are a month later from when I filmed my last garden harvest, and I do profusely apologize for the, oh, it's really like bright. I'm gonna go stand over here in the shade. I apologize for delay. October's is a really rough month for us when it comes to like finding spare time. There's one of our new cats. She's very annoyed that I'm keeping her outside, but she needs to learn how to catch mice, so that's why she's out here. Anyway, but I wanted to kind of walk you through what I did and kind of show you kind of the after I put my garden to bed. So the end of October, it was like the 21st or whatever, like that third weekend. And I don't know how long I'm in between rainstorms. Like, I feel rain coming again. It's been like, we got like an inch of rain in like 48 hours. It's crazy. But I wanted to show you kind of what I did. So I'll flip the camera around and I'll just explain what I did real quick to kind of put my garden to bed this year. This is a pile of garden refuse, whatever. I just kind of left it here for now. I need to go move it into the compost bin in the back of the property, but we have kind of a fence set up right now, so it's kind of hard to do. So I need to have my husband help me with that. But long story short, you know, we went, visited family, we came back, we did all our fall festivities, and now it's November and we're trying to like get caught back up. So here is what I did. Not letting her in because she will try to. I know, you just want attention. So these strips of cardboard my husband got me from work, and I've heard it basically said that you kind of want to cover your garden beds and you need to pull that weed out to kind of keep weeds from growing over the winter and just kind of also keep the soil kind of safe, for lack of better words. So I pulled all my plants out, and I basically added some more dirt, and I plan to add more dirt also. My hope is to have our compost will be done by then. And I'm going to add some more dirt next, next spring. I cannot think today. So that's kind of what I did. This is kind of how it all turned out in the end. I'm kind of excited. Some friends ended up getting more tomatoes. I ended up making, so my total like produce from my garden, I ended up making basically about 8 jars of spaghetti sauce, diced tomato type things. So she hears her sister talking. So I am kind of excited about that. My goal is to hopefully double it next year. The things that worked for me this year, I definitely did good on zucchini, on tomatoes. One thing I did find out after the fact, and this is something just kind of a tip for if you are struggling with gardening, I found out the soil that we got from our local soil place was too sandy. And we did not realize that. And if we'd have mixed it in with because we have really clay soil, it probably would have been like the perfect combination. So we next year are going to probably get some better soil, or we might just bring soil and compost from our yard, mix it all up, because we have a compost pile in the back of our property in where the goats are. And then because it seems like once we figure that out was like fall. So because our neighbors had similar issues. So they watered a lot more than we did. We probably should water more, but we did find out that that's kind of what the problem was. So I'm hoping to remedy that next year. So my goal next year is I'm going to try to start like an early garden in like early spring, like do like some cauliflower and broccoli kind of, and cabbage kind of she's meowing in my ear and it's bothering me. You're more like cold hardy things. But I think I'm definitely gonna do zucchini next year. I'm definitely gonna probably do the same amount of tomatoes next year, maybe do a little bit more, but I'm going to really watch like the soil content and the watering and try to make sure that I can get things to grow sooner so I can get more of a harvest. Because the problem is we didn't really start getting things growing until like late July is when all my plants started growing. So I'm hoping next year to have something a little bit more substantial. So that is my garden update. Kind of the final update for the season. And then we're going to kind of move on I'm going to go into planning mode, and I have so many like things and goals that I'm hoping to reach this next spring and summer. It's just, I don't know, I've been really struggling just trying to get organized, and I think part of it is just life's kind of just been so busy, and as the kids have gotten older, they're more involved in more things. Like we're doing basketball this year, and I'm a little bit nervous on how well that's going to, like how busy we're going to be. So hopefully I'll be able to check in and let you know how we're doing during that time. But that's kind of where we're at right now. Yeah, I just wanted to bring you along. So I'm kind of excited. I got my sewing machine in my bedroom. I'm super excited about it because I'm going to try to do some sewing projects this fall/winter, kind of in between, gardening and animals and all that fun stuff. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.